Shalom, call hello, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Chakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that teach this truth and rule well by the spirits and power that be. Warbrock Dharma to the hopeful lake. It's a brother Gabar, and I'm back with another lesson. This is going to be over, how the Lord was with us in Egypt back then when he was plaguing it and when we were leaving, in the book of Exodus, right? When Moses, the Lord split the sea, right? Had Moses leading us, right? And we was in the wilderness for 40 years, but the scripture speaks about how the Lord was taking care of us. We had manna, we had water, and that's symbolic for Yahweh Shah because we needed those things back then to live. And now today, we need that bread of life to live. As always, we need Yahweh Shah, right? So this is like a faith booster that the Lord is with us, man. And he's going to continue to be with us while these things ramp up, all right? It's going to be a lot of plagues, but it's going to be a lot of deliverance, right? And when we do got to become pilgrims, when we are on the move, off the grid, the Lord is still going to be with us. And he's going to be performing miracles. He's going to feed us. He's going to clothe us. Our feet not going to be hurting, right? And I just want to get into those things. Now let's go to, let's start with Jeremiah 16 and verse 14. It says, "Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, that it shall no more be said, the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt." Yeah, so we had that first Exodus, right? But we know we're in Egypt again. Verse 15. "But the Lord Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north." Yeah, we're in the northern hemisphere. We're in that north part of the world, right? America, North America, right? That's where we are. So we're about to be delivered from here. So this is going to be the second great deliverance, right? But likewise, how we're over here, just how we were in Egypt before, the Lord is going to deliver us again, right? But this time we're going to be in that chariot. You see, it was a chariot back then leading us out, a chariot of fire, a pillar of fire at night, and a cloud by day, right? But now we're going to be in that chariot, man. You see? So it says, "But the Lord liveth," let me find it. It says, "But the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Shah liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them," because we're scattered pursuant to the curses. So the big bulk of Israel is in that one prison house, America, but there are Israelites through every nation, through every part of the world right now due to the curse that the Lord cursed us with for not obeying him. But he's going to gather us. It says, "And from all the lands whither he had driven them, and will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers." So we're going to go home, right? But the point is that we're going to be delivered. It's no more going to be said, the children of Israel that got delivered out of Egypt, but the children of Israel that got delivered out of America, out of the land of the north, right? And throughout the rest of the earth, throughout the rest of the lands, of course. But for the big majority, is going to be America, that 1/3 delivered out of America. You see? But likewise, man, this is Egypt all over again. Deuteronomy 28:68. It says, "And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships." Did we go into Egypt with ships when we were in Egypt in the book of Exodus? No, right? Right now, we are in Egypt, which is America. So it's spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom, spiritual Syria, right? So we're in Egypt again, and we got here by ship. We got put here by way of ships. Those ships coming, to the continent, Africa, and shipping us all over the world, but predominantly here in America. You see? So this is that Egypt that is speaking about, that spiritual Egypt, that Egypt again, because we're not in the land of Egypt right now. Not the majority. There's Israelites everywhere, so there's Israelites in actual Egypt, but the majority of us are here in America. That's what it's speaking about. It says, "By the way thereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen." That's captivity, that's slavery. We're in slavery still, right? Were we not sold on auction blocks, Black Friday, right? Were we not sold Were we not Christmas gifts to these Edomites, right? It says, and no man shall buy you. That buy means redeem. So nobody was going to redeem us out of this situation but Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Shai said he cometh not as a man, but as a God. FYI. But yeah, let's get back into this. Let's go to, let's go ahead and go to Exodus 10:22. So we know that we're in Egypt again. But just as we left the last Egypt, the Lord is going to have us leave this Egypt. And he going to be with us as the same, man. So that should give us motivation and stability of mind, knowing that he's going to perform these miracles, man. Because likewise, how we left last Egypt, he plagued it and then we left, right? Likewise, man, this Egypt is getting plagued and we're going to leave. But as it get plagued, the Lord is going to sustain us. Exodus 10:22. And Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. They saw not one another, neither rose any from his place 3 days. Yeah, so the darkness was so thick, people couldn't even see each other. So they couldn't see their hand in front of their face, basically. That's how, one of those really, really thick darknesses. It was one of those. So here it is. The Lord's using Moses to plague Egypt. But let's see how he had his people. Were we just caught up in that? Is the Lord going to send a famine in the land and the elect, that are here on earth today or in America? Are they just going to starve out because he plagued the whole land? Let's get it. It says, but all the children of Israel had light in their dwelling. Yeah, so Yahweh B'Hashim Yahushua is going to cause the plagues to not come near us, right? Psalms 91 and verse 9. Because thou hast made the Lord Yahweh B'Hashim Yahushua, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. Yeah, so as long as we keep Yahweh B'Hashim Yahushua as our habitation, we make this truth our life, we make Yahweh B'Hashim Yahushua our life and the principal thing, the Lord's going to take care of us, man, as long as we fear him. You see? So yeah, it's going to be famine. It is famine now. It's different plagues already happening, right? But the Lord is going to continue to increase them. But as he increases them, he's going to keep them away from us, right? As he did when we were in Egypt. So this is not a new concept, that we're going to be here. Hey, look at Daniel, Daniel. Let me grab that scripture. Because they was here. Or look at Noah. Because they was here, man. They were on earth. Noah was on earth during the time of the flood, but he didn't die. Ezekiel 14:20. Though Noah, Daniel, and Job were in it, as I live, said the Lord Yahweh, they shall deliver neither son nor daughter. They shall but deliver their own souls by their righteousness. Yeah, we know our faith, right? Our faith is accounted to us as righteousness, as it was to Abraham. You see? But the point is, look, Noah was here during the time of the flood. Not only did he survive, the Lord saved his wife and his sons and their wives. You see? So Yahweh B'Hashim Yahushua can keep something from you, man. Clearly, he can keep something from you, right? So this isn't a new concept, and this is going to happen again. The Lord is going to keep these plagues away from us yet again. And he already is. There's already plagues going out, different illnesses, different, all kind of madness. Plagues of the mind, just all kind of stuff the Lord is just keeping from us, But let's get that was the point for that Exodus 10:23, right? That we had light in our dwelling, but they didn't. So the Lord kept that plague from us, right? It made me think of the Passover, putting that blood on the doorposts, right? And then the destroyer wasn't suffered to come in unto you. So he'll pass over you. And that was Yahweh Shai, right? But all the doors that didn't have it, then he'll go in there and tear that motherfucker up, So as long as the blood of Yahweh Shai is sprinkled upon us, right, then we're good, man. Let's get this. So now we know when we were in Egypt, the Lord kept those plagues from us. But what about when we were out of Egypt? How did the Lord take care of us? Because we know he fed us, right, through miracles, man. He eventually gave us quail, right, because Israel was begging. He gave us quail. He gave us manna, and also that water, that miracle. But let's get this, Deuteronomy 8:3, when we actually came out. So now we know while we're here, the Lord is going to be with us. He's going to protect us as he did in the last Egypt. But what about, because we know we're going to be off the grid, what about on that way out, those last few moments, being here in America? Likewise, when we were in the wilderness, when we were in the wilderness, coming out of Egypt, Deuteronomy 8:3, and he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not. Neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doth not live by bread only, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord Yahweh doth man live. Yeah. And that's Yahweh Shai. He is the bread of life. Next verse. It says, thy raiment wax not old upon thee, neither did thy foot swell these 40 years. So here it is. We came out of Egypt and we was walking around for 40 years. And we know ultimately, with the exception of Joshua and Caleb, everybody that went into the Holy Land was 20 years and younger, right? So, because those carcasses had to drop, those wicked ones. But hey, that 40 years, the Lord had the spirit on our feet to not get swelled up while we was walking around that whole time, man. Think about that. People foot getting swollen now just because, they not walking around for no 40 years, 1 year, 2 years. They sitting at the crib watching TV and they shit swole the fuck up, got corns and shit. So the Lord can put that spirit on you, put the spirit on you where that doesn't happen, or he can take it away and just give you over to it. So that's how the Lord was taking care of us, man. So our foot wasn't swelling. We ain't had them foot pain from walking and shit. And on top of that, it says, thy raiment wax not old upon thee. Yeah, so our garments wasn't just catching holes left to right, getting all dingy, losing all its color, waxing old as hell, getting frail and just, rotting away. So that's a big thing, man. 40 whole years and our garments, was good as new, right? And on top of that, our feet wasn't swelled up, man. So the Lord was taking care of us, man. He was spoiling us, man. You see? Likewise, how we left last Egypt, that's how we about to leave the north. You see? So the Lord is going to spoil us again, man. The Lord is going to spoil us again. Not to mention the Lord had us borrow gold from the Egyptians right before we left. So just think about that, man. Just think about it. You see? And these scriptures give us faith. They give us hope. They give us motivation. Let's get 2 Ezra 6:16 and verse 40. It says, O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon earth. Yeah, so it's going to come a time where, they're going to mandate that CHIP, and they're going to want everybody to take it, and all those that don't take it, they're going to find them worthy to be killed, right? And some of us will be martyrs. Some of us will be in prison, but others, we're going to be as pilgrims because we're not going to be on the grid buying and selling. We're going to be moving around. So the Lord going to have us hid. The Lord going to have us on the move, man. But guess what? During that time, the Lord can put the spirit on your feet to where they're not getting tired. Probably can run hella long. You're not getting tired if you need to run. Your garment's not messing up, right? Your garment's not messing up. They're not catching holes left to right. They're not getting all messed up. They just good as new every day, right? The Lord feeding you, he feeding you miraculously, right? Through way of manna. Or the Lord can do you how he did Elijah and have ravens bring you bread and flesh in the morning and in the evening and just give you water, So, man, Yahweh B'Shem Shah is going to take care of us, man. That's why I'm making this, to pinpoint that the Lord was taking care of us when we were in Egypt before, while the plagues were happening, and when we left. So likewise, in this Egypt, the Lord is going to be taking care of us while we're in the plagues, right? If he send a famine, we still going to eat, you see? And when we leave, all the way up into the chariots, right? So, yeah, man, I just want to make this to give some motivation and exhortation to us brothers and sincere sisters that, honestly listen and take heed unto these lessons and the words of Yahweh B'Shem Shah, man. All right, the Lord is with us. He's going to continue to be with us. And it's going to manifest because these things aren't going to come near us. And he going to keep us intact, man. He gonna spoil us. He did it last time. He going to do it this time, man. Call halal, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakudai, for giving me spirit and power to make this lesson. Until next time, Slakia, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone as well. Until next time, Kam Yashua, Shalom.